All right. I know my hair looks a mess, but I want to get in on the single mother conversation. I said this before. If if you're an older gent, you get in your 40s and 50s, you gonna date a single mother because most of the women in your age bracket they have children, so it's gonna happen, and they're gonna be older children. I mean, some might be grown, so it's gonna happen. Uh, the thing is, if you get along with the kids, if they're great kids, I don't really got an issue. I've dated some single mothers who had great kids, great kids. I was like, cool. Just me and the mom didn't work out. However, when you're younger and the mother has, a newborn or 3, 4, it's harder. It's harder. It's harder because if you're serious about that woman, uh, you already know you're financially bound to all of them. And in my experience, that woman has left. She left her kids. I couldn't see the kids anymore. I couldn't talk to the kids anymore. And I bonded with the kid. Like, me and the kid were cool. You know what I'm saying? But that was it. It was like, nah, you can't. So that's a detriment. The financial thing is definitely a detriment. Yeah, so I can understand if you're younger, yeah, that cost is going to be on you. And it's like, that's not your kid. So, ladies, it is what it is. Kids are not cheap. And then you're saying, I'll pay for my kid. No, that is my responsibility as a man. Like, I have to come up with the coin. And if I don't have the coin, then I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be able to do it. Because let's just face it, most men, 42,000 a year, most men, average man, that's tough. And then you want to add on a child, and the child's not mine. That is hard. That's a hard life, especially with these demands that these women have. That's it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't know if I can do it. You know what I'm saying? As a young man, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard one, ladies. That's a hard one. So you gotta understand that most men, they just don't have it. I didn't have it. So a lot of those women that had kids that I was dating, it was like, no, it's not gonna happen, and it hurt my feelings. But the reality is, hypergamy, it's like they chose somebody who had more money than me. And, no matter what I did, oh, I love you, or I this, or it don't matter. I give you great loving, or I love your kids, I'll protect. It doesn't matter. If I don't have the money, then they were out. And that's usually the case. I don't have a lot of money. And then you're looking at if you do have the money and, still got the baby daddy situation, the baby daddy can still hit. Let's not be fooled. The baby daddy still hit. That's a big deal. That baby daddy coming around and he's not respectful, and then she's not respectful of the union that you have, you know what I mean? Baby daddy still hit. If you raise that daughter, I've seen a situation where a guy couldn't walk his stepdaughter down the aisle, but they wanted him to pay for the wedding. And he was like, oh, I was just a financial. Yeah, because he didn't have the money. You did. So she married you. You raised her kid, but you're not the dad. So you're not walking her down the aisle. And what made it so bad in that situation, the whole wedding was set up for her family, wasn't set up for him. The things on the menu wasn't even for him. He couldn't eat stuff on the menu. He was allergic to it. So the whole time, this guy was just a financial resource. And men are running into that. And they're seeing, oh, you don't really want me for that, even if I do have the money. So there's that, so I'm just saying there are some benefits once you get older and the kid's grown. It's kind of out the way. If you get along with the kid, yeah, fine if you're older. But if the kid is young, I wouldn't recommend do it. I wouldn't recommend a man do it. A young man, I wouldn't recommend that you do it because, if you guys break up and let's just say you met her, the young lady, the little girl was, 3 or 4, that little girl is going to be attached to you. She's going to bond with you because you're feeding her, you're taking care of her, you're protecting her, you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. But let's just say y'all last for 5 years. That little girl is, whatever years old. She's still bonded to you, but you got to go because the mother's like, this ain't going to work. And now you're like, I'm bonded to the little one, and the little one's bonded to me. She wants to see me. The mother's going to be like, nah, you can't see her no more. Now the mother has hurt the little girl as well as, the whole relationship is over. I'm not trying to blame you, mothers, but that is the reality. We get bonded because we want to serve and protect, all this stuff, even if the child is not ours. But as soon as we split up with you, we can no longer be attached to the child. This little boy who I help, teach football lessons to, now he's like 11. I can't go to his games. I can't go to the boy. You like, don't come here. I can't go to the games. I'm the one who taught him the 3-point stance. I taught him the Joe Green forearm. I taught him the 4-point stance. I taught him that. I'm the reason why he's making all those tackles. And I can't go see him? I can't do it. I don't recommend a young man date a single mother. I just don't.